right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Lachakadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles, of great millstone. Rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutations to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This your brother Nathaniel coming back at you through the spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And this is just a lesson again in prophecy and the warning to the people, letting you know where we are in prophecy and how we are actively seeing the beast turn against the whore. You're seeing all of the nations of the world turn against America. And as America betrays all of its nations, they are letting the world know that they're going to retaliate. All right. So I'm gonna start off with a couple precepts. All right, and then we're gonna watch a series of videos because you got, a few different leaders across the world that are saying, "Hey, you know what? We can't count on America, and we may have to, like the French president warned, they may have to act without the U.S." And as she's gonna go into in this video, the United States of America has been an ally of the French since the 1700s. Okay, so this is a long term bond that has been broken. All right, you know, man. So we're right here. Okay, we're here. All right. So give me 1 second. All right. So this is Revelation 17:1, and it reads, "And it came to pass of the seven angels, which and it came one of the Slaki, and it came one of the seven angels which had seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." All right. And if you know anything about geography, you know that America is surrounded by the North American continent is surrounded by many different oceans and lakes and rivers. Okay. And it says, "Which whom the kings of the earth had committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication." So all of these American philosophies is do as thy wilt, and these evil enchantments that they've been using to cast upon the people. All of this capitalism. All of this homosexuality. You can eat what you want, you can do what you want. You can enslave people, kill people, rob people, murder people. You can believe in Christianity. You can believe in Buddhism. You can believe in Islam, and you can believe in all of these different doctrines and fables and things of that nature. You know, these other nations have sat down and committed fornication, and that's what it means by fornication with with Babylon. But now we're starting to see that the other nations are turning quickly against Babylon. This is happening fast. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna skip down a little bit. I think it's we can go down to 16 or 17. This is Revelation 17 and 12. And it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which receive no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast." This is going to be all of these countries coming together against Babylon. All right. And it says, "And these shall make war with the Lamb, and they shall over and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords, King of kings, and They that are with him are called his chosen and faithful. So this goes into something slightly different. This goes into when the Lord comes back, you know, uh, how the Lord is going to crush them. All right. Verse 15. Um, and this is the point. This is the point that I originally wanted. This is verse Revelation 17 and 15. It says, "And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest were where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." Because the people are referred to as waters. Okay, in the scriptures you have waters, which is a twofold thing. You have the many waters, which you know um, is the oceans and lakes and rivers that surround America, and then you have the waters which are likened onto people. Okay, which different nations and tongues. They call America the melting pot. All right, and it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh and burn her with fire." And that's the point that I wanted to get, is that the nations are going to gang up against America. All right, they're going to gang up against America, and they're going to burn this thing. All right, okay. So America is about to be destroyed, and we're seeing this in real time. We're seeing the prophecy unfold in real time. America is totally falling apart. It's imploding from within and from without. And it says, verse 17, and it says, "For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled." Okay? So this is when you're gonna, the chip is gonna be implemented, the mark of the beast. All right, and then all of these NATO nations are gonna come together and implement this system, while simultaneously burning America to the ground. All right, this thermonuclear war, and that's the main prophecy that we're waiting to come to pass, is this mandatory chipping that's going to come to pass when this financial system collapses. And once that happens, then you're going to see all of these other things, like World War III, kick off. It's going to kick off right away. All right. So when that C hit comes into play, right? You're gonna you then the missiles are gonna start flying. All right, and you already seeing the build up for it, with all of these nations turning against America and saying they need to strengthen their military against America. All right, so there's a couple of videos that we're gonna play. First, we're gonna start off with DJ Trump. Okay, we're gonna start off with DJ Trump. Talk about these tariffs.
Make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was, and so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do not.
And then who wins in something like that? That's how stupid that shit sounds. Oh, you tax me, I'm gonna tax you. You tax me, I'm gonna tax you. And see the hypocrisy of the America is is that these devils, they go into other people's countries, take the land by violence, force, rape, rob, and murder, steal all the resources, and sell the resources back to the people of the land. That's what they do. So these other nations have to charge tariffs in order to even the playing field. Then you have the fractional reserve system in which no other country could get, no other country in the world um could trade for oil unless they trade in dollars, which gave the United States a strategic advantage over all of the other nations. So this shit right here just shows you the hypocrisy of America, one, and two, that this trade war is going to lead into a war, a hot war, because that's what happens with trade wars. They start off as trade wars and they eventually lead to hot wars. Okay, so here's another one. Okay.
It's unfortunate. I would rather ship you more down to the U.S., cut down the electricity going down to the U.S. And I'm telling you, we will do it. It's unfortunate. I would rather ship you more electricity, ship you more critical minerals. I want to ship you more energy, more potash to keep your farmers going, and uranium that you use for your nuclear power. It comes through from Saskatchewan over to Ontario. And it's going to be a massive problem.
You are ready, sir, to go to war, to go to a trade war with the United States, with the Trump administration.
We will respond like they've never seen before. You need our uranium, you need our potash, you need our high-grade nickel. I will stockpile our high-grade nickel that 50% of your military and manufacturing needs. Your aluminum, the steel, the lumber. It will be an absolute disaster. And this is all due to one person, that's President Trump. I will stop shipments going into the U.S. for nickel. It will shut down manufacturing because 50% of the nickel you use is coming out of Ontario. I've ordered our bureaucrats to cut off tens of billions of dollars of contracts. I'm going after absolutely everything. We keep the lights on to 1.5 million homes in manufacturing in New York, in Michigan, and in Minnesota. If he wants to destroy our economy and our families, they're going to feel the pain like they've never felt before. Canadians are resilient, we're strong, we're proud, and we're going to fight back like they've never seen before. And I'm sorry to the American people that your president has decided to do this. I apologize, but he's giving us no choice. But when one person...
All right, so I'm going to go to a scripture come to mind, and it's Second Ezra. All right. Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. Second Ezra's 15, and we may go back up. As a matter of fact, let's just start at 14. Okay, this is Second Ezra's. The point is in 18, but we're gonna start at 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their action shall stand in their power." And this is going to happen as people become more desperate, as there become less and less jobs, as there become less and less food, and the food supply is shortened, and the power grid is systematically shut down. You're going to start seeing this sedition because people aren't going to care about those who have power and authority if they can't even feed themselves. Okay. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled." And this is exactly what is going to happen because of the pride of Donald Trump. The pride, and then you hear all these damn people in the background clapping, right? They are clapping, clap, clap, clap.
To the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't. Want to be accused of April Fool's Day? That's
Yeah, they all think all this shit is funny. It's good times, you know. But at the end of the day, hey man, this is about to be uh this ain't gonna work out well. All right, this is about to be a hell in America. You're gonna have no power, no food, no manufacturing. This is coming from all sides. This dude is going into a trade war with every single importer in the world. Every single importer in the world, he's creating a trade war with. Okay? So let's go here to this one right here. Yeah, this one. He go in on this one.
Largest purchaser of alcohol in the world will be starting today. LCBO, the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world, will begin removing U.S. products from its store shelves. Also, starting today, all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Going one step further, we're ripping up Ontario's contract with Starlink. If the Trump administration falls through on any more tariffs, we will not hesitate to shut off their power as well. They only have President Trump to blame.
You see that? So they talking about they done remove they taking all American influence out of all of their governmental business. They're taking America out of their alcohol. They're talking about shutting off the power that goes to Minnesota, Michigan, and upstate New York, and all of those are cold states. Okay, you shut the power off, and then these cold fronts keep coming in. Hey man, them people are gonna be through because nobody has the ability to survive like our ancestors did in these cold conditions. Okay, so this day, man, a lot of people are about to die off of this. All right, and people are going to be completely helpless unless you have Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And you can, like as I've been saying earlier in this video, you're seeing the buildup. Okay, you're seeing the buildup of this destruction. You're seeing the buildup of all of the other nations turning in against America. All right, and it's not slowing down. These prophecies are coming to pass. They're popping off like popcorn, and there's literally nothing that they can do. All right, so I'm gonna go to Jeremiah real quick. Jeremiah 49:7. This is Jeremiah 49:7. It says, "Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?" All right, and this is the chief port. Teman was the chief port in Basra, I believe, in Edom. Let's go look it up. Yeah, son of Eliphaz, Dukes of Edom, South. I'm sorry, Idumea, located the region occupied by the descendants of one located East Idumea. So Salakia. So there you go. All right. So this was a chief port in Idumea. All right, which is another way of saying Edom. And it says, "Is there no more wisdom in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?" Because you're cutting off your nose to spite your face, man. You know, first the thing with the immigration. So now you got, immigration. You got, you know, um, like in Alaska. This in Alaska will be completely bankrupt in 2 months because all of the immigrants that 80% of their this is the stupidest people ever. It shows you how stupid these people are. All right, 80% of your workforce in Alaska are immigrants, and y'all voted 80% overwhelmingly for Trump, knowing that he was going to to get rid of all of your workers. So I seen a video where the lady said that we voted for our own demise. Indeed, you did vote for your own demise. Indeed, you did vote for your own demise, because now look, they're talking about Alaska to, and let me see if I can just Google it. Let me see if I can look that up just to confirm it. Well, I'm gonna just pass on that for right now. I saw a post on it earlier, but I didn't dig much into it. But that's just what the rumor is. I didn't confirm it, but the rumor is that Alaska may be going bankrupt in 2 months because they've lost a huge portion of their workforce. Okay, but this goes back into there's no wisdom in teaming, because you're doing those things. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. All right. So here's another one.
a.m., President Trump stabbed America's best. At 12:01 a.m., President Trump stabbed America's best friend in the back. My message to the president is this: Canada will fight back. We will defend our people and our economy, and we will put Canada first. There's no doubt that our economy will suffer, but so will yours, President Trump. In fact, you're already paying the price, with trillions of dollars erased in stock market value over the last month of these threats. Already, Americans are paying higher gas prices, as at midnight, a new American gas tax kicked in on U.S. working class taxpayers and motorists. Your workers will soon start losing jobs they had upgrading Canadian raw materials, which, by the way, you were getting at an incredible and ridiculous bargain. And your businesses will be selling fewer products to your closest neighbor. And that's only the beginning. While Canadians are slow to anger and quick to forgive, once provoked, we fight back. And we will fight back.
So you see, they Slovakia. No, why this popped up? All right. So, and then this one is the last one. We have the French president who's warning EU may need to act without the US. Now, this is big because, as I said before, this was yesterday, and they're afraid because hey, uh, from what I understand and what she's about to go over, Putin wants to expand westward, which right past Ukraine, you start going into the European nations, right? So France is afraid now because America is saying, well, we ain't gonna help y'all out no more. You see? So America is stabbing all of its own allies in the back.
Delivered a primetime address to his people. You're probably not going to see this very many places, but I think it's important you hear what he just said.
And that is why the heads of armies in Europe are going to meet to ensure that we can come to an agreement. We need to come up with a long-term peace plan, one that we can continue to change. This is what we have prepared with a number of European partners and Ukraine. This is what I went to present to the United States just a few days ago. And I want to believe that the United States will stay by our side, but we need to be ready if that were not the case.
And it's that last part that jumped out to me. President Macron just said tonight that France and the European nations of the European Union need to further bolster their own military capabilities, but they also must be prepared to fight Russia, even if the United States is not by their side. Let that sink in for a moment. In case you're not tuned into geopolitics, you need to understand the United States has been allies with France since 1778. Literally, for hundreds of years, the U.S.
I remember, was it 1776 is when I believe the Boston Tea Party or something like that happened. You know, when America was established, it was kicked off. You know, I believe that was it. It was 1776.
And France have fought on the same side.
Let me see. No. Oh, 1776. 1776 is the year when the United States declared independence from Great Britain. Okay, because remember, the United States came out of Britain. Okay, and Britain came out of Rome. All right. So this is why, you know, when you go into the deadly wound was healed. Okay, so France has been buddies with the United States since 2 years after the United States declared its independence from Great Britain. Okay.
Against world enemies. Just last week, President Macron was in Washington, D.C., broing it up with President Trump in front of the cameras. But now we know behind closed doors, he was also pleading with President Trump to not abandon Ukraine in this fight against Russia. Tonight, Macron explained why.
Who is going to say that Russia is going to stop at Ukraine? Russia has become now and will continue to be a threat for France and for Europe.
You're probably thinking, why should we care if Putin threatens France or Europe? What does that have to do with us? Well, in case you didn't know, Vladimir Putin of Russia has said for years that what he really wants to do is expand the borders of Russia. He wants to expand his sphere of influence. He not only wants to take Ukraine, but most would tell you he also wants to push his borders west. The only problem with that is you see all these countries shaded in sort of white. Those are NATO countries, which just so happen to be west of Russia, and some of which border Russia. And if indeed Putin does push west into these countries, that automatically triggers Article 5 of NATO. An attack on one is an attack on all, which then would bring France into the fight and, of course, the United States. Well, French President Macron tonight said the French and the European Union cannot let that be. They want to stop Russia here at Ukraine with a peace deal. That makes sense for Ukraine.
Having a country invading their neighbor with impunity, that is a dire message for the rest of the world, saying that peace is under threat around the world. Peace initiatives are heading in the right direction.
And you know, that's the craziest part is that the man of blood, the bloody man, is asking for peace. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, hey, friends, do y'all remember what y'all did to the Haitians? Y'all did to the tribe of Levi? Huh? Do y'all remember that? What y'all did to them? You see, it's crazy how this devil, he wants peace, you know, after he done raped, robbed, and pillaged and destroyed everybody. Now he wants peace. The fuck out of here, man. Damn devil. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's bringing all this to pass. All right. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. And it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them as travaileth upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You see? So all this damn peace talk, bro, you ain't getting no peace, man. War is on the table. All right. That's what's about to happen. All right. America's gonna fall. Your ally is gonna fall. All right. And it's gonna be World War III. That's what's gonna happen. And America's gonna get utterly and totally obliterated. All right. We'll grab one more scripture and then we're gonna close out. You know, and I bring this out a lot, but I'm gonna bring it out again. This is Obadiah 1:1. It says, I the vision of the Lord, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. So, you know, hey, all of these nations are rising up against Babylon in battle. All right, against Edom. Edom is rising up against Edom, and the other nations are rising up against Edom as well. says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. So the rest of the world is hating Esau Edom right now, hating them. All right. I watched a video the other day, last night, and I'm gonna do a video about it where you have these African nations. They're openly saying that the devil is inferior. They're no different than a damn dog. Okay, they're carnal. The only thing that they can think of is violence to solve their issues. Just like a wild animal. And they're saying it doesn't make any sense to even have dialogue with them because you can't have dialogue with a dog or a wild animal, which is true. You know, the very first thing you want to do is become bloody and go to war and kill people. That's the MO of Esau Edom: rape, rob, murder, pillage. As what do they say? The ends justify the means. So hey, it's, as long as I got the result that I wanted to get in the end, it don't matter how I got it. It says, behold, I've made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And he is. All right. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Lord. Okay, so I'm going to skip down a little bit to verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy. So when we go to this word confederacy, it means covenant, alliance, pledge between men, treaty, alliance, league. So all of these NATO nations that she was talking about, okay, all of these nations,
A dire message. Invade.
Here at
see, all of these shaded in nations, right? They're confederate. They're in alliance with America. They're going to all turn against America, and it's happening right before your eyes in real time. If the French are saying that they can't count on America after hundreds of years, they're already the Lord has already put it on their spirit to say, "Fuck America, man." Okay. So you got the Egyptian against the Egyptian, Esau against Esau. All right. So let's continue on. It says, the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Remember that word peace? Remember he was saying peace. We need to negotiate peace. All right. Have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread. All of these, this financial aid and cars and all this stuff that you sent. Hey, they're saying, hey, the provisions. These people, these same people you gave provisions to that you thought was your friend, they're gonna betray you. Okay, just like you betrayed them. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is no understanding in him. So you can't get it. You can't get what's going on, man. That's what I brought out that scripture in Jeremiah. Okay, wisdom has departed from Teman, and you cannot see that the Lord is setting you up for your own demise, man. And what a beautiful time to be alive, man, to see these prophecies pop off like popcorn. So with that, I'm gonna end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Ruach HaKodesh, and Shalom.